I was fired. I'm 27, and until recently, I worked at a small marketing company. I had been there for almost 3 years and always tried to do my job well. I met deadlines, finished projects, and got along with most of my coworkers. But my boss, Kevin, was difficult. He was the kind of manager who always needed someone to blame when things went wrong. Eventually, that person became me. At first, it was small things. He would criticize my work during meetings, even when the results were good. Sometimes he interrupted my presentations just to point out tiny mistakes. I tried to ignore it and told myself it wasn't personal. Then one Monday morning, everything changed. We were having our weekly team meeting when Kevin suddenly looked at me and said, "So, are you going to explain why the client campaign failed?" I was confused because the campaign hadn't even launched yet. I calmly explained that the project was still in development and the client had already approved everything, but Kevin didn't want to hear it. Instead, he raised his voice and said, "This is exactly the kind of excuse I'm tired of hearing." The entire room went silent. Everyone was staring at me. Then Kevin said something I will never forget. "If you can't handle your responsibilities, maybe you shouldn't work here." And just like that, he fired me. Right there in front of the entire office. No warning and no private conversation. Just humiliation. I packed my things into a small box and walked out. At first I felt angry and embarrassed, but after a few days I started applying for new jobs. Surprisingly, things started looking better. I had a few interviews lined up and one company seemed really interested in hiring me. Then, about 2 weeks later, my phone rang. It was Kevin. At first I almost didn't answer, but curiosity got the better of me. When I picked up, his voice sounded completely different. He actually sounded nervous. Apparently, the campaign he blamed me for had completely fallen apart after I left. No one else understood the system I had built to manage it. Deadlines were being missed, and the client was furious. Kevin finally realized that most of the project depended on the work I had done. Then he asked me something I never expected to hear. "Would you consider coming back to help fix this?" For a moment, I didn't know what to say. This was the same person who humiliated me in front of everyone. Now he needed my help. So I asked him one simple question. "Are you offering me my job back?" There was a long pause. Then he said, "Well, not exactly. We were hoping you could come in as a consultant for a few days." That was the moment I understood something. He didn't regret firing me. He just needed me. So I told him I had already moved on and wished him luck. Then I hung up. A week later, I accepted a job with a company that treats me far better than my old one ever did. But sometimes I still think about that phone call and wonder, did I make the right choice refusing to help him?